Hello, how are you? I'm Katie Gates. Welcome here. Thank you so much for joining me. How about we talk about self-love and some tips that I utilize to show my own self-love. I truly think they'll help you as well. So let's just dig right into it, get right into the nitty-gritty of how I show myself self-love. So in other words, instead of waiting around for someone to show me love, I show myself love first. And that love that I'm waiting on from others or from the world just pours in. That truly is how it works. If you love yourself first and you truly love who you are, the world has no choice but to give you that same energy back, right? So if you love yourself, the world has no choice but to love you, or not necessarily the world, so to say, but the people that come into your energy space, okay? So some ways that I show myself self-love, and I probably don't do it as much as I should, probably like most women. And it's not necessarily a sexist thing, but I know as a mother, I have two amazing girls, and I do so much, and I'm always in constant movement. So as a mother, taking time to just stop and say, you know what? I just need to stop for a minute. What's there or what did not get done is going to stay there because it will get done tomorrow or the day after or the day after that. And no, I'm not pushing procrastination. I'm pushing knowing how to just stop. When our bodies say stop, it's telling us to stop for a reason. And it's very hard for women to do, especially caring, loving women. It's very hard for us to just stop and not do things that we know need to be done. So in the midst of all of that, we need to start showing ourselves more self-love. And I just want to share with y'all how I show myself self-love. Some things that I try to keep in mind is, instead of waiting for someone else to say, I love you in the morning or in the afternoon or any day, I tell myself every single day that I love me. I love me. I love me. So instead of waiting around for someone else to tell me first, I tell myself first that I love myself. I love me. I don't wait to hear it from others, because I know that if I love myself, other people are going to love me as well, because we receive what we put out, right? So if I put out love, I'm going to receive that back. I truly believe that, at least from the right people. Not everybody, but the right people that are meant to be in your space, you're going to receive that back. I don't judge myself. Never. I try really hard not to judge myself, and I never compare myself to others. I never, all caps, never compare myself to anyone else, because I understand that I was created to be an individual. Now, that is easier said than done. It takes a lot of mental work, mental homework, mental exercise. But I promise you, if you make a commitment to yourself to love who you are and not compare yourself to anyone, not your neighbor, not your best friend, not your coworker, anyone, you will see things change in your life for the better. And besides, I truly feel that comparison and judgment kills individuality and creativity, right? Whenever we copy other people or whenever we compare ourselves to other people, in essence, we're muting our own creativity. We're muting who we're meant to be. And the world has a place for us. The world has a place for you. So never, ever compare yourself to anyone. I think kindly and speak kindly to myself. It's very easy for us, especially as women, to go to the bathroom mirror and find every flaw on our skin, on our bodies. If there is a weight scale in the bathroom, the first thing we're going to do is hop on that baby early in the morning. Okay, how much do I weigh today? We start judging ourselves. You get a little pimple here, or we get a little mark here, or we got some bags under our eyes and whatnot. It just, the whole world falls apart Funny story, right? This is getting personal, but funny story. I have anemia, right? Very bad anemia. So my iron was so low. And I hate taking any medicines. I really don't believe in putting man-made medicines in my body. Ugh, I truly don't. So it's very hard for me to take any medicine. I try very hard not to. But I was prescribed some iron liquid that I could not stomach. And then I was prescribed some iron pills. I refused to take them. Then I was told that if I don't start taking the iron pills, I'm going to start developing some black rings around my eyes. You know what I started doing? Taking those iron pills like a champion. Every single day, I take those iron pills because I am not trying to get black rings under my eyes. But that's what I mean. We as women do things like that. We look at ourselves and we nitpick on every little thing. So instead of talking to ourselves in a positive manner, we find the most negative things to think and say about ourselves. So instead of saying, I'm not enough, start telling yourself you are enough. That's what I do. Instead of thinking of myself as not being enough, I tell myself that I am. So when a negative thought pops into my head, I say the opposite of the negative thought. So if the negative thought tries to come in and say, you know what, you're not enough, I say, oh yes, I am. I am enough. I am enough. Listen, I was created from enough. So if I was created from enough, that makes me enough, right? More than. I am more than enough. Next, I ignore the critics. I cannot tell you how many critics you are going to come across in your life. There's going to always be someone who does not like you. They don't like the way you look. They don't like your energy. They don't like the things you say, or, they just don't like you. They're going to always find something wrong with you. But to the critics out there, who made you judge? Nobody. You have no authority. That's what you have to, that's the mental mindset you have got to develop when someone comes to critique you, and not in a positive critique, because even some negative critique is good if you take it in a good way. But most critique are from people that are coming to you to try to knock you down, beat you down, stop you in your tracks from being the best version of yourself. Unfortunately, that is just the world that we live in. And in order to live in this world, it takes a lot of strength and courage to say, you know what? No matter what you say, I'm going to keep pushing anyway. So I ignore critics. I don't ignore criticism if it's positive and it's going to help me and it's going to help better me. But I ignore critics, and I never, ever, ever waver on knowing who I've been created to be. Never. People have tried to mold me and shape me into who they wanted me to be. They, want me to do this and act like this and say this and behave like this and just be this person. I never, ever waver, ever, on knowing who I was created to be. That takes work too, but it is doable. And I can tell you this, the world's job is to tell you who you're not. That's the world's job. Your job, our job, my job, your job is to say who you are. So the world's job is to tell you who you're not. Your job is to know who you are. It's kind of like, it's a tongue twister, but it's real truth. The world will tell you who you're not. It's up to you to tell yourself who you are, and then walk in that power of knowing who you are. What else do I normally do to show myself self-love? I make sure I'm being authentic to myself. I'm committed to being authentic, to being real. There's nothing fake, flaw, rogue about me. What you see is what you get. If you don't like it, tough. So I'm committed to being authentic to myself. I feel like if I can't be real with myself, right? How am I going to be real with you and anyone else? Because being real with self is the first step to being real with everyone else. So I'm committed to being authentic to myself. It's an amazing thing when we can be real in a fake world, right? That's an amazing thing all by itself when we can be real in a fake world. So many things are fake. Fake boobs, fake bottoms, fake attitudes, fake personalities. Everything is fake. But being authentic to yourself is real. And if you can be real with yourself, you can be real with everyone else. And that's key, right? That is key to being who you're meant to be, when you can be authentic. Next, I delete anything in anyone who does not have my best interest at heart. I don't care how long I've known you. I could have known you from childhood to now. If after time, after time, and after time, and after time again, you continue to show me that you do not have my best interest at heart, I am going to tell you goodbye. Now, that is so much easier said than done because it's a very painful process. It hurts because you truly love these people and you only want the best for them, but they don't want the best for you. And when someone shows you that energy and they have not changed over the years, you have got to tell that person goodbye. And I'm not saying forever, but for now. So I delete anything and anyone who does not have my best interest at heart. I believe if we surround ourselves with negative people, we are going to become negative and vice versa. If we surround ourselves with people who are truly great, we are going to become great people. And not saying that you're not already a great person or we're not already great people. We're going to further enhance who we are for the better. So sometimes it takes deleting people. Retail therapy. Ladies, I couldn't wait to get to this one. And I know you all couldn't wait until I got here either. I'm sure you were like, I know she's got to have retail therapy on her list. You know it. I got retail therapy. And I wanted to write it 20 times on my list. But then that wouldn't be responsible of me. Retail therapy. So never be afraid to buy little things to help set your soul on fire. Like for me, I am a book lover. I love the bookstore. Barnes and Noble has gotten so much of my money. I love the bookstore. I just love going and just looking at books and just being in the presence of books and the presence of the atmosphere where books are. I just love books. I actually went today. I was in the vicinity of Barnes and Noble and I did not go. That took so much I can't think of the word, but anyway, I had to really restrain myself from going to Barnes and Noble and spending all kind of money on books that I will get. I will read those books in a day and then I need another book. So retail therapy, don't be afraid to buy yourself little things to help set your soul on fire. Go get your nails done if that's what you're into. Buy a new beauty product if you love beauty. In other words, whatever it is that you love, in moderation, because all things should be done in moderation. And if you're going to buy a big purchase, make sure you have budgeted for that purchase. I don't want to be on here talking irresponsible. And that's not what I'm saying at all. If your retail therapy is not a little something and it's a great big something, make sure you have that purchase or that money in your budget to buy whatever that thing is that you are buying. I buy myself little things because then I can buy more things, later on. So that's my retail therapy. So, take yourself to dinner. That's also awesome. Go see a movie by yourself. I've done it. I do it all the time. And I love it. This next one really, really gets me because I don't like to do it. I usually only do it if my body has gotten so weak to where I'm forced to do it. It's not a good habit to have, but rest. I have begun showing myself more self-love by resting. I'm such a mover, right? I want to get a lot of things done. I like to maximize every hour that I have in my day. So being that way keeps me moving. It keeps me creating. My mind is always thinking. It's always in movement. And years ago, that was a bad thing for me because I didn't know how to handle it or to control it. But now I have full control and I have to make myself rest. So I've begun resting as a way of showing myself self-love. So it's not something that comes naturally, and I'm sure for you either, but it's something that we've got to start making ourselves do and looking at it as a form of self-love for this body. If we want to stay healthy and keep our, momentum and our energy going, we have to rest. It's the hardest thing for us women to do, but we've got to do it. The older I get, I realize that rest is fuel. When we rest our bodies, we refuel our bodies. It's invigorating and it restores our energy. I know, once again, it's easier said than done because in that moment, we're like, well, I can take another hour to get that done, and then I can do this in 10 minutes. I got 5 more minutes and I can get that done. So it's very hard, but truly, 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 it restores our energy. It invigorates us. So taking time to rest gives me more time and energy to do what I love. So when you take time to rest, when you show yourself that self-love, you're going to have more time and energy to do the things that you love. If you're a creator, you're going to have more time to create. If you're a dancer, mover, shaker, you're going to have more time to do that. Whatever it is that you're into, you're going to have more time to do those things, right? So I know for me, like making this video for you all was something that I love doing. I absolutely love doing. It's a joy for me. I find great pleasure in it. So I don't do it for, the likes or the comments or, anything else that comes along with YouTube. I do it because this is what I truly, truly love. It's a calling for me. So it's like one of those things that go on up here, and now I'm able to hone in on all of my skills and do them. So making this video is one of those things. And lastly, if you take nothing else from this video, take this, please. Lastly, I always believe in myself. That's like the greatest form of self-love that we can show ourselves, is to always believe in ourselves, no matter how many times we've had to stop and restart. I can't tell you how many times I've had to stop and restart. How many times I've had to practice or write in my journal, I love me. I believe in me. I am worthy. I am great. I believe in me. I have journals that could probably stack up to here because I love writing. But I believe in myself no matter how many times I've had to stop and restart, because we only fail when we quit. That's the greatest form of self-love you could ever show yourself, is to not give up on who you are. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't look at yourself and say, I'm not enough. Don't look at yourself and say, I'm a failure, or you know what? I don't believe in me. Don't ever do that. Because if you see yourself as that, guess what? The world and everything in it is going to see you the same way. So treat yourself how you want others to treat you, and it will happen. So those are just some, tips, some things that I do to show myself self-love. And I truly hope that you can start implementing some of those tips as well. I just love you all so much, and I'm so thankful that you're here. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I think over here somewhere, I'm not really sure on which side. that side, this side. I don't know, but I love you all so much. And thank you for being here. I'm Katie Gates. Blessings, blessings, and many more blessings to you. Bye.